Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we're back doing a Swiss Magic Origins draft. Alright, interesting pick choices here. Probably just taking Cruel Revival. I do love me some Claustrophobia, but I think Cruel Revival is better. There's also Somber Wild Alpha, which is good, Wild Instincts, and that's probably about it. Infinite Obliteration is not a consideration. I think we'll just take Cruel Revival. It's a good card. Potential for 2 for 1. It also helps that most of your zombie creatures are in black, so yeah, Cruel Revival is pretty awesome. Alright, well, I think the best card in this pack is Towergeist. I have an infatuation with this card, and despite there being some playable on-color cards, they're not up to par with Towergeist. Yeah, Towergeist is an awesome card. I love this card. So I think that's a pretty easy second pick here. Okay, we've got, what do we have here? Topin Freeblade, Totem Guide Hartebeest, Blightcaster, Evolutionary Leap. Some legitimate choices in here. Nothing good in blue or black, really. I guess Blightcaster, it's early enough where I could take it. That might be okay. I mean, Claustrophobia, Weight of the Underworld are the blue-black common enchantments that certainly work well with Blightcaster. I think Topin Freeblade's a good card. But, I mean, this early, I might be okay taking Blightcaster. I don't think Blightcaster shines in a blue-black deck. And maybe past third pick Freeblade's supposed to mean something. I think I'm going to take Blightcaster anyway. We'll see if that works out. Alright, well, take a Watercourser now. I love that card anyway. So, not much else. There are some black cards, not terribly exciting ones. But Return Centaur is a zombie and works well with Cruel Revival despite the fact it's a zombie. I mean, yes, it's good to return a Return Centaur, but it also possibly puts other zombies in your graveyard to return. So Return Centaur legitimately does work well with Cruel Revival. Hopefully it wheels. I think Watercourser's too much stronger than Return Centaur to take it over. So let's just take Watercourser. I'm okay with that. Ooh, this is a spicy little pack for us. Probably just take Unholy Hunger. I like removal. There's also another Watercourser and an Eyeblight Assassin, but I think we just take the Hunger. Alright. Deadbridge Shaman. Despite having dead in the name, she is not a zombie. But that's okay. So we're going to take her. There's also a Disperse and a Ringwarden Owl, but I like Deadbridge Shaman, so let's take that. Alright. A bit of a miss. I think we'll just take Guardian Automaton, which is a fine card. Nothing else in here is really good anyway, so okay. I'm alright with that. Only 2 blue cards so far, but they're both really good. One of the main reasons that I'd like to go into blue is that blue has the zombie creatures for Cruel Revival too, like Scab Goliath and Screeching Scab. We can take a Husk here. I think that's fine. Not terribly exciting, but certainly playable. Works well if we end up with an Undead Servant plan or something. And on top of that, it is a zombie, so you can bring it back with Cruel Revival. Alright, back to our first pack. Still nothing too exciting in here. I could take Touch of Moonglove. I could take a second Guardian Automaton. I'm actually become a little bit more fond of the card. I think it's fine. Touch of Moonglove is rarely playable. I'm not a huge fan of it. It's also Send to Sleep, but I think we'll just take Automaton. Epiphany. Potential to play it. Rarely do I play Artificer's Epiphany. In fact, I don't think I have played it once, which is telling of what I think of the card. Alright. Vial, sure. There's also Jam Day Tomb. This might be a Dirtle deck that wants it, but Vial is actually playable, so we'll take it. I mean, it cantrips. and it feeds your Epiphany. Hey, return Centaur wheel. That's actually kind of nice. We'll take the Guardians. That played reasonably well for me, actually, in a couple drafts ago. All right, reasonable starting pack. I mean, we got good removal. We got some good value cards. Very low on blue picks, admittedly, but we got a good black plan going. I wish I could make the Blightcaster work, but we don't have any auras at the moment, so we'll see if that pans out or not. It's not like it's the end of the world if it doesn't, but it's nice. A little extra removal icing on the cake there. Get your claustrophobias and weight of the underworlds and turn them into, you know, multi-removal spells. Kythian Irregulars, geez, that card's good. I think I probably just want the claustrophobia. I could just move into white because of Irregulars, but I still like our two blue cards. Towergeist and Watercourser are good, and claustrophobia does make Blightcaster slightly better. Still have a chance to make that work. Maybe we table a Return Centaur. I'd rather play Return Centaur in this deck than Automatons, because then we'll have a pretty good zombie count for our Cruel Revival, and maybe we even pick up a Shadows of the Past or something. And Shadows of the Past, it shines the most, I think, in blue-black. I'm going to take Claustrophobia here. It's a good removal spell, works well with Blightcaster. I'm down. If we encounter Irregulars, I'll just have to Cruel Revival or Unholy Hunger it, because Claustrophobiaing it, not quite as good. Ooh. Yeah, this pack's got everything we want in it. Weight, Unholy Hunger, Screeching Scab, Starfish. I think we gotta go Starfish. Despite Scab being a zombie for Cruel Revival, Starfish too good. Starfish too good. Blocks early, and just makes your card quality that much better. Not holding out hope that we table Unholy Hunger. Or Weight of the Underworld, I guess that didn't pan out last time either. There's also a Sphinx's Tutelage in here. I never give this card a chance. There is a standard deck, maybe a couple of them running it now. It's a cool card. I mean, it's a fine finisher if you can get to the late game, but let's take the Starfish here. Ooh, Fleshbag Marauder. Well, problem with Fleshbag Marauder is does not synergize well with Claustrophobia, but I still think it's the pick because you can bring it back with Cruel Revival, and it's just a good card. It's a removal spell. And I guess there's really nothing else here I want. I mean, I could take Caves. I don't love it. I'm going to take Marauder. Like I said, not good synergy with Claustrophobia, but that's okay. All right. I don't think Throwing Knife shines in a blue-black deck, but it's a fine card. Otherwise, I could take Goldforge Sentinel. But I think I'd actually rather have the Throwing Knife. I mean, you can even stick it on a Starfish, which does not have Defender. This Starfish can get violent with that Throwing Knife. I'd like to see a Starfish throw a Throwing Knife. That'd be interesting. All right. Taking the knife. Clash of Wills. Yeah, I love Clash of Wills. I'm going to take it here over the Revenant. Even though we do have Return Centaur, still not on board with Revenant. I wish Revenant was a zombie. Another Husk, too. No, we got to take Clash of Wills. I love this card. All right, Ringwarden Owl's fine finisher, especially in this deck that already has 7 non-creature spells. Imbermaw Hellion, geez, card's good. We're going to take the Owl anyway. I don't think Owl's all that good, but I don't mind picking it up here. It's a way to finish the opponent. We're actually looking fine right now. I'm a little bit bothered by the anti-synergy of Claustrophobia and Marauder, but that's not like the end of the world for this deck by any means. All right, Weight of the Underworld came back. I'll take it. Blightcaster Synergy. Nothing else really care about. Geez, that is a late Fiery Impulse. I didn't realize red was so open, but we've definitely committed at this point, so I'm fine with this. I'm going to take this second Husk. I could take the Ram Roller. 2, 3, 4. I guess we have 5 artifacts we could go up to. Ram Roller's more of a beatdown card is my main issue with it. And we're not really a beatdown deck. We're certainly not a beatdown deck. Much more of a... But, I mean, Husk isn't that great for this kind of deck either, is kind of the issue. But it is a zombie, so I guess I'll take it. Automaton number 3? Jeez. I don't think we need a third automaton. I'm going to hate a Thunderclap Wyvern. That card is really good if anybody's in blue-white. That is the most... That's the latest Fiery Impulse I've ever seen in my life. I'm going to take it here. I don't know. Maybe we splash red. Slug, Scout, Moonglove. Moonglove did pan out well for me with Guardians and Meletus. But am I going to use it now? Likely not. Probably take it anyway. It's more exciting than a slug. Just, yeah, give me all the Fiery Impulses, sure. I'll take the foily card because it's foil. Bellows Lizard for days, baby. All right, our deck looks fine. We need one card left to fill out our deck. I mean, knowing if I had known there was going to be 12th pick Fiery Impulses, I would have switched into red, but it's definitely too late now. But that's okay. It's not like our blue cards aren't weak. We have Starfish, Clash of Wills, Water Courser, Claustrophobia, and Tower Geist. Those are all good. I think we just take Hunger number 2 here. Yeah, nothing else to really consider. Hunger's good. Removal's looking good. This deck could use another finisher or two. Certainly. Our biggest finisher is Ringwarden Owl. Yeah, it's kind of unexciting. I'd like to see a Scab Goliath here. That'd be nice. I would settle for a 7-drop finisher, but I wouldn't be thrilled about it. Geez. Well, I guess we could take another Hunger. I mean, really not taking anything else. Deep Sea Terror, I guess, synergizes well with putting a bunch of cards in our graveyard. It's like Fleshback Marauder, Return Centaur. But maybe we wheel it. I'm going to take the Hunger. And yes, we do have a lot of Hungers, I admit. But, well, we could take the Scab. It's a 2-drop. Geez, some strong green cards. I think we just take Scab. Otherwise, I take Evolving Wilds to splash Fiery Impulse, but I don't think that's necessary. We already have to make some cuts here, to be honest. I'm probably cutting one of my 4-drops. Maybe we're cutting the Epiphany, actually. Although we do have a good... Now, I don't really like Epiphany that much. And I think we've already got a little bit of... Well, I guess we could use some more card advantage, but I'm going to take Screeching Scab here. Okay, Ringwarden Owl number 2 is probably better than, like, Disperse and Turn to Frog. Yeah, we'll take the second Owl. That's a lot of 5-drops, but I usually say, like, if you look at it this way, like, you wouldn't think our curve was messed up if I had, like, 3 5-drops, 2 6-drops, so don't be too off-put by the fact that I have quite a few 5-drops. I still think that's okay. This might be my last 5-drop. I might just have 2 Ringwarden Owls at my top end, which isn't great, but acceptable. Return Centaur, Disperse, Eyeblight Assassin, Aeronaut. I could have had like 6 Fiery Impulses. I'm going to take Aeronaut. Works well with Husks, and it flies, and it's probably better than Automaton. Although I might end up cutting Blightcaster, just a Weight of the Underworld and the Claustrophobia. That's not very exciting. Let's cut Vial and Epiphany. I think we actually need some more creatures in this deck. I do like Assassin, but I'm going to take Aeronaut. Ooh. All right, I'm going to take Imp. We want some more low end. I like Deadbridge Shaman too, but Imp is pretty awesome. Claustrophobia number 2. Or Aeronaut. Probably want the Phobia. I mean, I don't need to do Fleshbag. I don't... Well, I mean, I'll probably still do Fleshbag, but... We can cut Guardians. We can probably cut... With Claustrophobia number 2, do I want to make Blightcaster work? 2 Claustrophobias and a Weight of the Underworld. I probably can cut Automatons. Could take Aeronaut number 2. They're pretty good with double Husk. Do I have enough? I probably have enough removal, don't I? I'm going to take Aeronaut, actually. I think I'd rather go on this, like... I think these are going to be a little bit better finishers for us. I'm going to hate this, even though it appears still no one is in red. I'll take negate for sideboard because I don't have it. Deep Sea Terror we didn't end up getting. Consider it. Evolving Wilds, sure. That's really late. So we've got ourselves a deck. I don't think we're doing the Blightcaster plan. I still think I'd rather cut Automaton. This looks all right. I'm okay with this. Sure. So, yeah, this deck actually looks okay. And we got a third to last pick Disperse. I don't think we even, I mean, I'll consider it, but I don't think it's making the deck. Yeah, I think this deck's actually fine. We have an appropriate number of creatures. We don't have too much in the card advantage department, but we do have Towergeist and Cruel Revival, some card advantage. I think our finishers are acceptable. Double Ringward Owl, Deep Sea Terror. Our low end is acceptable as well. We've got three 2-drop creatures and a slew of 3-drop creatures. So that's okay. We just have one Claustrophobia and one Flesh Bag, so I don't think we'll have too many crossover problems with that. We could. It's mostly like if we play Claustrophobia first, that's a problem. But if we play Flesh Bag first, then we're just fine. And I still like the idea that we can bring Flesh Bag back with Cruel Revival. I think that's relevant. I think we're probably going to cut Disperse. I probably want all my creatures, and I probably have enough removal as well. Deep Sea Terror number 2. Do I want to play 2 Deep Sea Terrors over a Ringward Owl? I don't love Deep Sea Terror. I think one of is probably appropriate. This deck looks fine. It's not as good as my last blue-black deck, but it's acceptable. I don't really like Husk all that much in this deck, but it's acceptable. They work well with the Aeronauts, like I said. Yeah, I guess. And I guess you can bring them back with Revival. Yeah, I mean, this deck's all right. Quite a few 5-drops, but I think we've got enough low end where I'm not too worried about having 6 5-drops. I mean, is there something I want to run over? I don't think so. Yeah, I think this is fine. Quite a few 5-drops, I admit. But I think, like I said, I think our curve is actually fine. I'm a little bit awkwarded out by Throwing Knife, because if you open a hand that's Throwing Knife and like a couple 5-drops, it's pretty awkward. But Throwing Knife's pretty awesome with our flyers. It's pretty awesome with our early game. It's actually pretty good with Starfish, too, in a pinch. I mean, I could cut an Owl and run an Automaton, but I don't think that's necessary. I think we have enough removal. I think this deck could work. I think it's okay. We've got some sideboard options too. If we play against the Omega aggro, we can bring in Disperse, Guardians. We can even swap out like a Centaur for an Automaton, maybe bring or swap out Owls for Automatons. I could see myself doing that too, as just a way to block a little bit earlier. But right now, I kind of like having the Owls for more mid-rangey decks. So I've got a better finisher and clean up on removal. Okay, this is acceptable. Let's, all right, pretty even on the color, so I think we'll just do Wilds and 8-8 split. Likely. See if they suggest the same thing. They do. So, all right, acceptable. I think this deck is okay. I don't think it's great, but we'll see what we can do with it. So, Blue Black, number 2. See you round 1.